Which of these do you believe? You are in control of your life, or there are forces larger than you that control your life? This is the psychological concept of the locus of control. There are many YouTube videos about this subject, but is there an objective way to determine whether your locus of control is internal or external? Recently, I have been asking myself these questions, and I have not been able to give myself a concrete answer until today. I decided to take the locus of control test on the website of IDR Labs. This test is based on the research of Dr. Julian Rotter, which was published in 1966, and the works of several other researchers who have validated the locus of control scale after it was published. To clarify, psychological phenomena are not objectively true if objectivity is defined according to the perspective of philosophers. However, this test is as objective as tests of psychological phenomena can be. There are 29 questions in the test. This is the first. I have a number of sociable friends. I don't have many friends, so disagree. Being successful is a matter of hard work and dedication. Some luck is involved, I think. I partially agree. In the long run, people get the respect they deserve in this world. Not all the time, I would say, so I partially disagree with this one. Most students don't realize the extent to which their grades are influenced by accidental factors. I would agree with this one, although I'm not completely sure. Partially agree. There is too much emphasis on athletics in high schools these days. Well, I am not sure about the United States, but in Europe, where I live, I don't think the emphasis on athletics is too much, so I would strongly disagree with this one. For the well-prepared student, there is rarely, if ever, such a thing as an unfair test. Sometimes, the tests do not align with the taught content. We're constantly working to make sure that what we teach is aligned with the way we test students. So, partial disagree. By taking an active part in political and social affairs, everyone can have an influence on world events. I partially agree with this one. There are some things that not everyone can have influence on, but yes, I partially agree with question number 7. I like thinking about how things came to be the way they are. Yes, I am always thinking about that, so I strongly agree with this one. Team sports are an excellent way to build character. Yes, I have read a research article about how team sports can lead to character building among youngsters. I strongly agree with this one. It is not always wise to plan too far ahead because many things turn out to be a matter of good or bad fortune anyhow. I strongly disagree with this one. It is always good to plan ahead, and if things change, you modify your plans. I strongly disagree with this one. Many of the unhappy things that take place in people's lives are partly due to bad luck. I wouldn't say many, I would say some of the things that happen to people are due to bad luck, so I partially disagree with this one. I have often found that what is going to happen will happen no matter what. Not true. Que sera, sera. That is not true. I strongly disagree with this one. People's misfortune are primarily the results of the mistakes that they make. Number 13, I partially disagree. The idea that teachers are unfair to students is mostly nonsense. I am not sure about my sentiment about this one, so I partially disagree with this one. Unfortunately, an individual's worth often passes unrecognized, no matter how hard he or she tries. That is sometimes true, it does happen, but I wouldn't say... I would partially agree with this. Partially agree, yes. When I make plans, I am always certain that I can see them through to completion. I always see my plans through to completion. It might take longer than I plan. It might take longer than, my Gantt chart, but my plans, I always see them through to completion. So I strongly agree with this one. In my case, getting what I want has little or nothing to do with luck. Not true. I have had many luck in my life, and I remember what Jordan Clipper said: for every chance you get, every break you get, there are 10 other people who deserve the same break but don't get it. So, number 17, I partially disagree. I usually feel positive about the future. Number 18, I don't always feel positive about the future, but most of the time I do. So, number 18, I partially agree. This world is run by the few people in power, and there is not much the little guy can do about it. I partially disagree. There is a lot the little guy can do. The little guy needs to band together with other little guys and make something happen. So partially disagree. One of the major reasons we have wars is because people don't take enough interest in politics. I strongly disagree with this one. I strongly disagree. That is not the reason for wars. People who complain that others don't like them generally need to work on their social skills. I partially agree with this one. Number 21, partially agree. One should always be willing to admit mistakes. I think the correct answer to this one is strongly agree, but I don't always admit when I make mistakes. So, to be true to myself, I would say partially agree. There really is no such thing as luck. I said before that I have had a lot of luck in my life, so Question 23, I strongly disagree. No matter how hard you try, some things will just be beyond your reach. That is true. Sometimes you try and you just can't catch a break. So I partially agree with this one. Getting a good job depends mainly on being in the right place at the right time. No, you have to have the skills and the qualification first, and then being in the right place at the right time comes into play. So question 25, I partially disagree. As far as world affairs are concerned, most of us are the victims of forces we can neither understand nor control. I strongly disagree with that. I strongly disagree. Capable people who fail to get the outcomes they want in life have not made full use of their capabilities. Not true, but yes, I would partially agree with this one. Partially agree. Not always true. Many times, exam questions tend to be unrelated to coursework that studying is really useless. It is true that sometimes exam questions are not aligned with the content taught in the course, but it is not always true. In fact, it is less true than it is true. So I would partially disagree with this one. Getting people to do the right thing depends primarily on ability. Luck has little or nothing to do with it. Partially disagree. There is always luck involved, I think. Well, I believe there is always luck involved. So I partially disagree with this one. Here are my results. Wow. So, it seems that my locus of control is internal. This means that I believe that my actions determine my destiny and that my actions affect the world. On the other hand, someone whose locus of control is located externally believes that whatever they do is pointless, that the course of their life is controlled by their governments, their doctors and teachers, just any entity outside their control, including the celebrity that they follow on social media. Where is your locus of control? Take the test and find out for yourself.